hello. Welcome back to another episode of Chime with Jaleesa. As you can see, I have two very special guests. Never had two people on my podcast before, but what better way to try it out than with my brothers? So, I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we'll get this rolling.
All right, I'm Thing One,
Okay.
also known as Jason Bell.
And I'm Thing Two, Joshua Bell.
So, me and the boys are 2 years apart. Very chaotic. And the best way I think to get this started is growing up, we weren't the closest, but there was definitely a time where that dynamic, I think, shifted for all of us. My first question to y'all is, for you personally, when did that happen? And do you think there's something that, kind of kick-started that?
Well, Thing Two, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so I'll say probably when I noticed the dynamic change was maybe in high school, or we were in high school, or maybe I would even say middle school, when I'd seen that you were going through a hard time, and it did kind of suck, whatever, seeing you struggle with that, as far as like, I don't know if you want to call it depression or bullying or whatever, but that did strike at home, whatever, and then it really reinforced that at the end of the day, all we have is family, so it made me want to be a better brother to you. So I guess that's when it sort of shifted, and then and then we just started kind of fixing our relationship from there.
That's true. So piggyback on what he said, I would essentially say that we were really relatively pretty close in like our childhood. We did hang out. We did play video games together. Adventures,
Crash Bandicoot?
going down the stairs and those tubs.
The holes we put in that house?
Yeah, so we were relatively close when we were younger. I think around like our teenage years is when we like had kind of like branched off and like got our own separation. But then at the same time, we were going through like puberty and all that stuff. So I feel like, and then on top of that, you had your friends would have crushes on us.
Whoa, dude, don't toot your own horn.
No, call them out. No, sorry, don't name drop. Don't name drop.
All right, then start saying. No, but like, and then on top of that, like, you would be like, you would kind of have some crushes on like our friends or something like that. So like, it was a way of like,
it was we didn't speak about how we would handle these situations.
Yeah,
so we were
like,
kind of learning.
It was weird, yeah, because like you're overprotective about your little sister, and then you know the type of guys you hang out with. But essentially for us. And you kind of don't want your younger sister to be around those guys, but then at the same time, like, damn, I'm fucking hanging out with these guys. But yeah, so
my dogs.
But that's my little sister, bro. You can't be with her. But like, yeah, so that kind of like created like a little like rough patch or rough area where our closeness wasn't there.
Yeah.
But in the recent years, I want to say, yeah, we just started. We wondered where we like lost like touch, and we tried to reconnect on it. So I want to say maybe COVID was like closest.
Yeah, I think for me,
I'll say even before that.
Before COVID. So
Yeah.
like when I
Like post
went to
post
college?
high school. Like
you're post high school.
Yeah, like once we started growing up, or like once we graduated.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. No, I think for me, like growing up, especially as we were all like sport kids, like. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm 2 years younger, I'm a girl, everything in my head was, I gotta be just like the boys. Y'all played baseball. Coach literally asked Dad, he said, well, there's a softball league. Dad said, no, she wants to play baseball like her brothers. Everything for me growing up was, how can I be more like them? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, and I've never said this to you guys before, and I didn't think I'd be saying it now. Growing up, a lot of the time, you guys were my role models. I mean...
Oh, fuck it. And you bullied her? Oh,
yeah, they were mean to me, guys. I don't understand. No, I really looked up to you guys just as, you guys were my older brothers. I saw what you guys did athletically, too, and I was like, dang, I gotta be them. And so, for me, I think a lot of it was, well, they don't want to hang out with their little sister. Like, it was just weird. And then, for me, the shift, I think, happened when I was kind of pretty sure that I was going across the country for school. And I was like, I'm going to be 2,000 plus miles away from family. And like you said, at the end of the day, family's what we have. And so for me to pick up my life, leave, I wanted to know that the three of us for sure, family of course, but three of us for sure had a good relationship and we could count on each other. I could text you guys for stupid shit or goofy stuff. And Jason, what anime are you watching? Now that didn't happen until like the later years, like the last 2 years or so. But I mean, definitely we've gotten closer. We goof off a lot more, especially obviously when I'm home. Because if y'all don't know, I have still picked up my life and I no longer live here. But I do look forward to coming home because I get to hang out with y'all. We get to yell and be loud as I don't know what in this house.
Yeah, no, I definitely love having you here because, I mean, this guy's my polar opposite. My thing, too. My partner. But, I mean, it's difficult when you're like the goofy one. So it's good to have another goofy person around. I love having you here.
Fuck you too. Oh, this gets too much. No, but no, that's good to hear. No, it's an honor to have you as a sister. And I couldn't have picked a better sister, but I've never even heard. It's cool because those types of thoughts never crossed my mind growing up, like that. You had to, I guess, try to elevate your game to meet us on a certain level. And that's something that never really crossed my mind because, again, in my mind, it was a competition with this guy to be, because there was always who's the better twin, who's this, that, whatever. So,
Who's
I don't know.
superior?
Yeah, so I feel bad, whatever, in a sense, whatever, that I never, or we could never explain to you that we were all just trying to bring out the best in each other, so.
Yeah, I wish I had checked up on you more back then, especially when it came to track. Just always just trying to push you, give you advice. When I saw you hitting like any like struggles or obstacles along the way, I wish I had reached out a little bit more. It's one of my mess ups. But like as he had said, I love you, Julissa. You're one of my favorite. You're the best sister I could ask for.
Y'all heard it here first, live and reporting. I don't know why Dad called me in the middle of the podcast. God, that's awkward. I don't know what to do.
Hey, Dad, we're doing something.
Dad, we're recording. But Josh mentioned it, how he said, you know, growing up, the biggest competition was between y'all. Let me tell you, these two would somehow end up in the same heat, lanes right next to each other. I have a very vivid memory. I don't know what track it's at, but you guys are racing next to each other, cracking up. Y'all left everybody else in the dust.
Oh yeah, we got in trouble for that because we were talking.
We
You talked to each other during the race. And yeah, we got in trouble for that, but yeah, no,
Yeah, bad sportsmanship.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, don't do that. But I mean, at the end of the day, watching you guys just like grow as well. Like obviously, we're all kind of in our own space, doing our own thing. But watching the three of us as, like, we've come really far. Like, there are things that, one, never would have started a podcast. Two, things I would have never spoken about on the podcast that I feel like I have the courage to talk about because I've mentioned it to y'all. So, like, when I started talking about, like, my depression, my anxiety, my first thought was, well, I'm going to have to struggle with this alone because, you know, the stereotypes that come with it, the stigma that comes with it. You know, you have external factors saying, well, your childhood wasn't even bad, but as siblings, like, we really saw everything for what it was. Whether we have a different perspective on it or not, like, we were there for each other. We watched the struggles. We, you know, heard each other cry, laugh, fight, all the things, put holes in the wall. Catapult your younger sister across the living room. I'm not sure where that came from. Cutting off your little sister's hair.
Hey, we're trying to be barbers. Barbers and training.
Just ambitious. Do you guys think that us being in sports, obviously track being that main one, affected the way we interacted or affected, you know, a lot of how you view your upbringing?
Yeah, of course. So sports, number one, definitely made us more competitive with each other. I wish we got more of the teamwork effect that usually or camaraderie that comes around with sports. Unfortunately, we didn't get that part, but we did bring out each other's competitive nature, and I do believe we did kind of push each other to try to reach our genetic potential or our max potential, I would say. But yeah, I would say that's what I got from sports, whatever, being with you guys.
would agree the same points, but I kind of want to also throw in. Well, I'll throw it in like later, but it was mainly about how like you pushed me towards seeking education, at least because you actually finished. Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm serious. Like it actually pushed me to go back, and even Josh, when Josh was going to Laverne, that was something that I always feel like I was lacking on. Dude, I love you too, man.
Hey, give him a hug.
But
Give
yeah,
him a hug.
it was something that you guys being the younger siblings, even though it doesn't really feel like that much of a difference.
You guys an hour apart?
You guys made me want to be a better older brother, in a sense.
Oh. Hey, you got you on that. Hey, you can't do that. That hurt his feelings.
But no. Okay, to answer your question about athletics, I want to say, yeah, just having someone like always around just to push you and make you see that it's achievable or that stride is right there, right in your goals. You can always achieve it. You can always get it.
How often do you guys think that sport competitive nature got taken like too far? Or if you even feel like that's happened?
I don't think so much the sports. It was just being, because even there was times where summers where we'd be in the house and we would never leave the house. So we'd play video games. And in fact, whatever we talked about the other day, when we'd play Animal Crossing, whatever, we'd be in this room, all bunched up, haven't gotten outside, whatever, and then we would start to bicker. And then again, whatever, we would attack each other by going like, okay, you're out of my room, whatever. I'm deleting your character. And then, or I'm going to reset your game.
Visit from Mr. Rossetti.
Yeah, and so we would, little things like that, we would turn little fights into these big things. And I think that's where really damaged our relationship, especially when we were younger. And then we never learned like how to resolve some of these problems. The only way we got some type of resolution was standing in the corner or some type of punishment, and it never really taught us how to, at the end of the day, talk things out, whatever. So I think that's where it took us first to mature to understand how we'd like to solve some of our problems or look for a resolution.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, especially when it comes to like conflict management and just terms of like us communicating, because obviously the things you learn when you're younger carry over. And so I think the first time I really, like, obviously we all know how to communicate, but to communicate healthily about any of your emotions, any of your, internal thoughts and stuff, it's not always easy to sit down with somebody that you have conflict with. And I feel like, especially as we got older, as I started interacting with other people when I left for school, it kind of taught me like, hey, I am at no liberty to try and pretend to know what other people are feeling, and I'm not putting that on myself anymore to try and like read their minds. Mm-hmm. Just as I would never expect anybody anymore to do the same thing. So I know growing up a lot when I was younger, like I'd scream, I would yell. That's how I expressed it. We got the police called on us.
She used to hold around knives, walk around. Joyce's got the knives.
Just an aggressive child. And then obviously I grew out of that and no longer chase y'all with knives. I learned how to speak about my problems. No,
That's pretty psycho. I want you guys to just sit there and imagine for a second.
Dude, we were terrified of
a 4-year-old or like a 5-year-old running around chasing you with a knife, dude. And you don't know, that's unpredictable.
Dude, I was living in the trenches. But at the end of the day, I think one of the things that not only I can look forward to when I come home, but just like thinking about it, because I talk about y'all, and I'm like, oh yeah, like these are my brothers. Like here's the real goofy one. He's special. Here's Josh. Don't mess with him. Like it's really funny the way I get to talk to people about y'all, because it's always
the strong one.
It's always like the goofy, like
he's goofy.
It's always the goofy stuff, or like the memories of just the wildest things that would happen during our childhood. And I really think at the end of the day, that's what shaped us. Mm-hmm. And like, yes, we grew from it. Yes, things happened. Jason, how's your knee? How's the kneecap? You're still scared of marshmallows?
A little bit. Fireplaces too.
As you guys can see, we're not in a room with a fireplace. It's all right. No, but I think it's really important because obviously the day's going to come where we don't have our parents anymore. And it is going to just be us. We might not all be living in California. We might not be living on the same side of the country. But knowing that we can sit down like this, sit at the dinner table, stuff like that, come in the house, just goof off, have a good time, really just encapsulates what I think the sibling experience is. Like, you're going to fight. You're going to want to really throw hands with your siblings. But at the end of the day, like, y'all buy dogs.
Yeah.
And even though this guy's wearing an Eagles jersey.
We're sore.
You know, dude, what the fuck?
You don't get
dab.
it.
I wanted to dab.
I was just like, I thought he was
We all just dabbed each other up.
I thought he was going to give you a hug. So, looking forward, where do you guys see yourself? I'm not going to ask the 5-year question because I think that question's dumb. Where do you see yourself in the near future? What goals are you guys starting to walk your life towards?
You want to go first or I'll go first?
You go first.
So for me, I would say, I don't want to say when, but I do see myself at some point stepping on the stage for bodybuilding. That is one thing that I want to knock off my list. Just to say I've done it. And then as far as filming is something I want to get into. Within this next year or so, I'm really going to branch out into that and actually go all in. I can say that I started last year, but I didn't finish too strong. So that's definitely something that I see myself working on within these next couple of years. Whether that be schooling for film or just going off and doing something as far as related to bodybuilding. It's definitely the two together, whatever it might be, what I'm working on within these next couple of years.
I like it.
All right. And then where I see myself in the next 2 years is finishing my education first. I definitely want to get my bachelor's in business. Moving forward from that, I also do plan on helping Dad out with, family business. No, but seriously.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah,
I forgot about that for a second.
Yeah. I'll add that to mine as well.
Yeah, don't attack that on here.
I also see myself purchasing my next house, actually, with you guys apart. We all went over that as well. And I don't know, just making money moves.
Properly. Okay. Something that I think, in addition to like our goals, is like, you know how people plan out like, 3 times a year I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, or I'm gonna take 2 trips this next year, like stuff like that. In terms of us as siblings, not including the house, because we've already spoken about that, what kind of things do you guys see us wanting to do? Like, do we want to make another video at some point? Do we want to do our own little Bell family kind of deal? Like, do we just want to go on trips? Do we want to see each other more? Do we want to throw stuff at each other from a distance? Like, I don't know.
I want to do more podcasts, at least. Bare minimum, I want to do at least 3 podcasts with you guys a year. And then...
You guys heard it here first.
Yeah, so hold me to that.
Comment down below what you want to hear them talk about.
And then definitely more family trips with you guys. I know we were talking to Dad or whatever not too long ago, whether it be to on a cruise or if it was going to be to Atlantis or whatever, but I definitely want to do a trip soon.
Trip would be fun.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Where I see this, let me get us started because I actually have a list for this. It's going to be a TikTok squad, a page for all of us. We're all going to make TikToks every single day. Don't even think about it. Open up your schedule. All right, we are going to. No, but I actually do.
No, you said it. Keep going.
I want to make TikToks with you guys. I want to make just YouTube content or any kind of content in general.
As long as it's not one of those cringe contents like that one guy who's getting roasted right now because he keeps setting up his camera or whatever, and he does like stupid things like he'll set up his camera, he'll go shower, and then he'll go to Target, and everybody's roasting him for that. And they're like, dude, when they catch him setting up his tripod, or whatever, I want to see that video, or whatever. And then eventually he ended up getting somebody video recording him setting up his tripod and pulling out cards multiple times. And they're like, yeah, this is his third take doing it. It wasn't even like I said. It's
Gotta get it right.
when I find it, I'll send it to you guys. But it's not even creative. It's just him doing everyday normal tasks, or whatever.
Just vlogging his life.
Yeah, he's not even doing any like sick video edits. He's just doing just every ordinary thing. And he's like, I would say he's maybe in his late 20s, early 30s, and they're like, you're way too old to be doing that.
I can't really voice an input on that type of stuff, only just because whoever does what they do, it's their own content at the end of the day.
No, I 100% agree. But and this is just my opinion, whatever, if you're not adding any value or teaching anything, whatever, if it's all just for your scrapbook, good thumbs up, whatever. But as far as most people are going into it, whatever, with the thoughts, I'm going to blow up off of this, whatever. It's like, you're not doing anything special.
Yeah.
So,
if that's what his goal is, yeah.
But if his goal is, that's a scrapbook for you, hey, man, salutes to you, man. You're going to be able to look on that years from now, and you'll be able to just reflect and stuff. But, I mean, I don't think his intention is that, whatever, especially since with the captions and stuff he puts. But
a few other things that I would say I see us all doing together would be, I don't know, I kind of want to go to a concert with you guys just to see what that would be like, or a concert festival.
Yeah.
Concert. And then on top of that, just to piggyback the same thing, you guys said family vacations. We did Hawaii. I feel like we haven't done enough, but we used to do road trips for most of our sports stuff. So kind of counted that. And no, we also did Vegas trips, all that other kinds of stuff. So I definitely see a Vegas trip with all of this.
I definitely see another Vegas trip coming up, especially because Michael, our younger cousin, he turns 21 in January. So whether we go at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, whatever, I definitely see another like sibling/cousin trip where yes, our parents can come, but like at the end of the day, it's gonna be us running around somewhere. We're gonna have
running that
ball, run it up. And because we brought up Vegas and Hawaii, and all these things, the trips we used to take when we were younger, whether it's to games, track meets, whatever. I'm gonna ask for two memories.
Gotta throw in cheerleading.
So football. So I'm gonna ask for two memories. One of them being, what is your fondest memory of just like a family memory that you hold close to you, and then what is a memory that you feel like really shaped you as a person? It's an experience, whether that is dealing with the family or if it deals with just something you did on your own.
Yeah, that's hard.
Ask the hard-hitting questions here on Chime with Chalisa.
The most impactful experience that shaped the way I think?
I can think of a couple of memories. I can think about
That's my experience. that warped my mind. No, I'm not gonna.
Whoa!
I don't want to switch myself out like that.
Does this have to be family related, or
no?
Well, I know the first one.
The first one does. The second one does not.
Okay.
Got that.
Are you gonna go?
No,
I'm gonna make a blooper reel. That's gonna be it.
It's gonna be this guy. And the bloopers hosted by Jason.
I would say for family, it would be a tie between going to Cancun, the Pyramid hotel. I loved when we used to go there.
That's a good one.
Or the other house, whatever. I know the other house was a big thing for us, whatever. That place in the Carlsbad.
Oh yeah, with the flowers.
Next to the flowers.
Next to the flowers.
But I don't even know if. See, this is where my memories all jumbled up, whatever. Because I don't know if it was Legoland too, whatever, that was in there too, whatever. And there was a time where, because we used to get put in the daycare, and I remember watching.
We made the little, like all those little crafts and stuff.
No, that's in Arizona. That was Arizona.
That was Arizona. Yeah,
that was Arizona. I would say Cancun and the other house. I'll say the other house, but and then as far as the most impactful that changed me, shaped me as a person. See, that's the thing. I haven't grown up. I'm still immature as fuck.
Just an 8-year-old.
I'm a 14-year-old mind inside of the body of a 26-year-old.
I still eat my Lunchables.
No, come back to me on that impact.
Okay.
I'm still thinking about that.
Most impactful memory as a family, right? Like kind of.
It doesn't have to be family. Impactful can be either.
Okay, so the most.
The fondest memory is the family.
Fondest memory. Okay. I think it was just any of our movie nights when we were younger.
Ooh,
We used to
that's
always
cool.
do those family movie nights, and we used to either get like wings and things, or
Oh!
dude, those are like my favorite memories. Like every single time I think of that,
I think the Harry Potter game, family nights or movie nights.
yeah, no, because like I want to say I pridefully, or not like really pridefully, just I want to say movies and all that stuff and shows used to always control us. Well, not control us. Used to always hold our attention as a family group. We would always
Like we would center around it.
and those are like where every moment that I think of is just us being at the movie or watching a movie together, or just this most simple thing. We could all just sit down, laugh at the same thing, share laughs, and just enjoy each other's company, basically. But most impactful memory for me, I gotta say it's when I moved out to New York. I realized how far I would be from you guys, and just being that separated and realizing that if anything ever happened, I couldn't come home at a sudden notice, and I'd be that far away from you guys. It bothered me. It bothered me like every single day, every single moment. And I would just always keep thinking to myself, I kind of want to set up my life to the point where we're all near each other, whether like you live across the street or next door. That's kind of like my goal. Like I know it's not. I can't make something like that happen. We're gonna go through our own courses of life, but that would be a dream for me, I guess.
I think my fondest memory, and because my memory is also jumbled, these might not have happened at the same time, but we used to do these things when we were younger.
Says your other family.
I do better than you guys. I'm going to Hogwarts. Was Dad used to have us each pick like a night of the week or the month, and we would have to make dinner.
Oh yeah.
Those were always fun for me.
Worst thing I've ever suggested.
Yeah, he hated it. No, that
I'll
and like
go with that. That's soft.
I like cooking. You said family movie nights. I liked when we did family game nights, mainly because you guys remember that they said they bullied me growing up. I used to play board games by myself, and so I would cream them when we would play as a family.
I remember I liked Mousetrap and
Oh god.
no, not even that. Life was a fun game.
Life, Candyland was fun.
Candyland was definitely fun there too. But
And then most impactful, similar to Jason's when I picked my life up and I moved to the East Coast. I spent the past 6 years there and I battled some adversity. Obviously, I've spoken before about this on my podcast and dealing with my mental health and stuff. A lot of that shaped really who I am now and the way I think, the way I communicate with people. So that was definitely impactful for me.
Damn, so impactful.
He's not grown up.
I guess going to Laverne.
you guess? It doesn't sound like it was that impactful.
Yeah, because it was the first. Like I said, it was the first time me and you didn't go to school together.
Oh wow,
I didn't
yeah.
have a buddy or whatever. As far as making friends on my own, making friends did not come easy. So yeah, I guess I would say Laverne or whatever, because that was a big growing pain, I guess, for me, whatever. And I still think that Laverne fucking sucks. All my friends are seeing this. Some of you are cool, but that school
You're
fucking
cool.
sucks.
Yeah, you're cool. He was alright. He was a little weird.
No,
he was cool.
For real, that was I guess a really big learning curve and really impactful because I did grow as a person. I did understand that very similar to what you guys said that family was a very important thing to me, and because I'd gotten so comfortable with it growing up with my entire life, I guess I took it for granted in a sense. So yeah, I would say losing that, whatever. Was in a sense, was a wake up call, and then just even having to grow on my own, in a sense, whatever was a big learning experience for me. So
For sure. You definitely go through a lot of growing pains. You go through moments where you feel alone, you're angry, you're sad, whatever the case may be, and a lot of the times you sit there by yourself and you're like, well, how do I figure this one out?
Yeah, no, I locked myself in my dorm a lot of times, whatever, just didn't even come out, whatever. I hate that school.
Yeah, I isolated too in college. Cause you know what you did. That's all I'm thinking about. You suck. Penultimate question. Introvert, extrovert.
That's a mix.
Omnivert.
Omnivert?
Amnivert? What is it?
I don't even know. What is both? Like, I don't know.
Amnivert? Amnivert?
Uzi-vert?
Uzi-vert?
I guess an introvert by nature. I'm more of a homebody, but I can push myself, but I tend to, just being completely honest, or I tend to be more of an introvert.
Nice. I think I'm an amnivert, omnivert, low Uzi-vert, whatever it is.
Definitely think you are. You're floating on the lines of extrovert.
I just wanted to know what you guys thought about yourselves. So, the last question of the episode. Obviously, I asked you guys what you want to do moving forward, how we want to see ourselves interact moving forward. What is something in the past 26 years, 24 years, that has made you happy? It can be a very vague thing. It can be a specific moment. Doesn't have to be.
Getting matching tattoos. J3.
Yeah, throw them up.
Throw them up.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That's probably mine.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool experience. That happened on your birthday.
Y'all know what it is. So I mainly really am excited to have had you guys on because we
Wait, you didn't answer that question.
Did you not?
You can't.
Oh, you can't steal his. Yeah. What's yours? What's yours?
Say the question again?
I don't remember the
Hey, he's not
question.
even paying attention.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Hey, it's Joey Macaroni.
What was out of all your 26? Out of your 26 years, what was a memorable
Oh,
moment?
what are you talking about? The same person.
You guys an edit shot to me talking to myself. Or talking to somebody.
There's been two people here.
Dude, Josh,
I'm losing it, dog.
I was so crazy at the beginning of this. I said my two brothers.
No, but okay. So my most memorable.
Yeah, out of the
Yeah.
26.
Something that's made you happy.
I want to say, like, whenever I think just off the top of my head, it's either going to be any of the times that we went to Hollywood Video, or it's going to be or Blockbuster. You guys want to take one Hollywood Video got
Hollywood Video is that spot.
when that place closed, but or went out of business. Or I would say any of the times we went to the pool in the village, like those were like the fun times of whenever I think of like most memorable experience. So man, I used to bring all the toys. I remember all my action figures. All the G.I. Joe guys got to go. We took them all. Got to play with those torpedoes.
The little rings and stuff.
Can I ask a question? You have to answer
Yeah.
that question. You have to answer that question. Your question, and then I'll ask a question as well.
Okay. My answer to the question is any of the times we would play or I would watch video games, mainly at the house with that separate game room. You know what I'm talking about?
Archer.
That was sick. I always thought that was fun.
Yeah,
Because we would be in there at the weird hours of the night. We were just up. Because we weren't disturbing anybody over there.
Yeah. So to piggyback kind of off, you kind of touched on it, whatever, with your answer. What was your guys' favorite place that we stayed at, whatever, or house that we lived at? Mine, personally, would be off the Archers Way.
That's tough. It's only because I want to say Arcturus, but then at the same time,
Dude, you can have whatever answer you want, man. There's no
That's your
wrong.
plan.
There's no wrong answers. It's whatever one holds the most memories to you. Whatever. For me, it was Arcturus Way. Yeah, I like there's memories I have from each of them that I like, whatever. But Arcturus Way, for some reason, has a pull on me.
I almost want to say that's definitely up there. I don't know what order I'd put them in, but for me, Thanksgiving is also up there.
yeah, I was just about to say Thanksgiving and autumn view.
I like the house in Temecula
was
too, though, because that's when
Drive, whatever.
yeah, because that's when I got my trampoline.
Yeah.
I love that trampoline and the cats that we just kept with us.
The 2 strays.
Yeah, we had Oreo or
Oreo. And I don't know the other
that
one.
one was just a tabby.
But yeah, I would definitely pick
Orange tabby.
one of those as the top.
Man, because whenever I try to think of a house, I always think about who we had with us, and man, I can't leave my boy Bagheera behind. I kind of want to keep saying Pegasus.
Yeah, Bagheera! Bagheera was my
boy
cat that I bought.
That was the coolest cat we've ever had.
Yeah, no shots to midnight.
Yeah, so Midnight
Midnight
was the first cat. He killed all the spiders.
Yeah.
But I got Bagheera sometime in high school.
Yeah,
Jasmine.
Jasmine. He was part human because he could open doors by himself. He liked to bring you birds. He loved bringing you a bird.
And if you never got outside, you start stressing out and losing hair. He'd get little patches everywhere.
He was scrappy too. He would fight.
He was definitely funny.
But thank you guys so much for joining me on this podcast episode. As Josh said, y'all gonna see them 3 more times. So, and that's minimum. But I do really appreciate having y'all on. It has been amazing. And I'm glad you guys are able to keep up with the little random questions I threw in there.
We appreciate being on. Right? Ain't that right, but
Yeah, no, thank you for having us on.
Would you like to leave the people with anything?
No words from me. You guys stay off drugs, kids.
Yeah. Too cool for school.
See you next time on Chime with Jaleesa. Peace.